So it's normal to sit, right? I mean, everywhere we go, we have the environment telling us, okay, you're here, now you can sit down, right? Everywhere we go. It's a societal thing. And our environment is a huge dictator of how we behave, as is explained in Inquiry by Design. I've been studying sedentary behavior, sitting and sedentary, for over a year now. And since last summer, I've been advocating for reduced sedentary time in schools. I sent a proposal to the president of PCC, urging him to take notice of sitting disease, which is caused by sitting too much, and to reduce sedentary time in classes by integrating standing desks. And since then, all new PCC classrooms will have standing desks in the back row. So, I'm here to talk to you today about 3 points. First is comparing and contrasting standing versus sitting. Second is where PSU stands on this issue. And third is what you must do to reduce sedentary time. So, sitting, standing. The first thing you notice when you're either sitting or standing is how you feel, right? When you sit, it compresses your hamstring muscles because the chair is pushing back up on your hamstring. And when it compresses your hamstrings, they can't engage. Now, there are a lot of very important back muscles that attach directly to those hamstrings, and that's any fixed point. So they are also disengaged when the hamstrings are disengaged. And without those prominent important muscles, we're having to compensate with the other muscles in our back. And a lot of times we just don't sit up straight. And how many of you right now, maybe like sitting or slouching or whatever, it's almost impossible to keep good posture when you're sitting because we're not really meant to sit on chairs. I know that sounds crazy, but chairs haven't been around for nearly as long as we have. So, all of that, the ergonomics of sitting and standing, I learned from talking with massage therapist Susan Herring and yoga instructor Samantha Boyd, who's been a yoga instructor for 13 years now and works at our rec center and is a full-time PSU student, so she knows what our lifestyles are like. Now, for both of them, the most major complaints of their clients are body pains that are associated with sitting too much. Lower back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, tightness in the chest from slouching. These are huge ergonomic issues today, right? But not only is sitting too much a problem for immediate physical position, it also causes long-term health conditions that are really prominent in first world countries like ours. So, Adult Sedentary Behavior is an article that summarizes the preceding health research on sedentary behavior and sitting too much, and what the health problems are that are heightened risk because of sitting too much. Now, these are heightened risks, I want you to understand, regardless of how much the participants also exercise. You can't just exercise a lot and expect that to reduce the risks that are caused by the time you spend sitting. You have to address the amount of time you spend sitting directly. So I'm going to list off these health conditions, and I want you to raise your hand if you know anybody who lives with these health conditions. Metabolic disorders, cancer, heart disease, obesity, depression. Doesn't that sound like a list of the biggest problems we have here in America as far as health goes? The older you get, the more people you're going to know who have these health conditions because we are not aging well. It's a cumulative effect of how we work our bodies throughout our lives, right? So, the AMA has taken this issue very seriously, and they've been urging employers to do whatever they can to reduce sedentary time for their employees. And I argue that educational institutions should do the same for their students. Employee Benefit News talks about how employers have been taking this on because they do seriously realize that better health for their employees means better productivity as well. And standing desks have been the most popular intervention for sedentary time. And it's been popular among people who use them. I've interviewed several people inside and outside of PSU who have switched to standing desks. And they're very enthusiastic about how it's improved their energy, their focus, their mood, and just the way that they feel in their own bodies. Now, this brings me to my second point, because some of the people that I interviewed are the campus planning office here at PSU. And actually, a lot of our office positions here, they've been switching to standing desks as they've been upgrading furniture. And they love it, right? But the campus planning office, who are the key decision makers for what desk selection these students live with, are the people who make these decisions. And they themselves use standing desks. They love it, but it hadn't occurred to them that we students would want to stand in class. And they really want to know what we want. So that brings me to my third point. I have a petition here that I'm collecting signatures to show that campus planning office that, yeah, students would be interested in standing in class. That we realize that the amount of time that we spend in class is yet one other chunk that we need to be able to reduce sitting in our lives. So, if you want the campus planning office to know exactly what you think in your own words, I also have an email address. So you can tell Ronnie Boyle at the campus planning office exactly what you think in your own words. They want to know student opinions. That's Ronnie Boyle. And our opinions do make a big difference in what decisions that they make for desk selection. So, but it may take a while before standing desks really get integrated into our classrooms. It takes time for desk turnover. But in the meantime, I really encourage all of you to do what you can to sit less. It takes some creativity. It takes some will to stand out in the crowd. I know that. But it will pay off. I can promise you that. And if you don't remember anything else for my entire speech, I want you to remember these two words. Stand strong. All right? Can everyone say that with me? Stand strong. But in summary, I want to say that as a society, we have created these sedentary environments because we didn't realize what it would do to our health. Now we know better. Now we can do better. We didn't realize that exercise doesn't actually compensate for the time that we spend in sedentary positions. Now we know better. We can do better. PSU has an obligation to do what it can to accommodate for student health, and they just need to hear from us so we can tell them. And I encourage each and every one of you to stand strong, all right? Stand strong. Say it. Thank you.